what we sow today on Fortitude through Stoicism. And this is my 365-day journey of implementing the ancient philosophy of Stoicism into the life of this modern masculine man. Really getting towards the end. Getting bored, I guess, of the same. This is what consistency is, right? But this is what the discipline looks like. So for me, kind of getting sick of recording these videos. I just want to read and be in my own head. But again, I started, so here's where we're at. It really ties into today's lesson, right? Because we reap what we sow, and for me, that's what commitments look like. Seneca points out in the quote today, crimes often return to their teacher. So, Stoicism and the lessons in this are going to talk about the negative. And then when I first read this, that's all I started thinking about. And again, Ryan Holiday, that fear factor, he's always looking at the negative. We reap what we sow. But also that means that we can get an abundant harvest if we are sowing the right thing. So it's iconic that Seneca would have one of his characters utter this line. As we know, for many years, Seneca served as a tutor and mentor to the Emperor Nero. And there's a lot of evidence, in fact, that Seneca was a positive moral influence in a deranged emperor. Seneca's contemporaries found it strange that this philosopher would serve such an evil person. And I'm not going to butcher the Greek word, but it basically translates to, they called him the tyrant teacher to describe him. So what happened to Seneca is Nero ended up putting him to death, right? So we know the story. And so what they're talking about is the lessons. The crimes often return to the lesson, but we don't always have to sow something negative, right? Yes, whatever we do is going to get paid back to us. And I hate to look at this in such a negative way, because what I'm finding is I have all of these harvests that are happening in my life, and it's because of these seeds that I planted and continue to nurture. So I'm going to flip this on its head and say, yeah, we reap what we sow. This goes good and bad. So if you are dishonest and you know, let's just use white collar crime. Eventually it's going to catch up to you. You're going to lose business, whatever. Eventually, yes, it always comes back. Karma, we call that. But really, that's just the universe paying you back. You know, that's just the scale. Justice scale, if you will. But I want to talk about, like, the other side of this. So for me, all of this work that I've done on my body, my mind has literally doubled my income year over year professionally. I'm getting to see the entire country on a weekly basis, and now I get to travel the world. Freedom. So because I planted all of these seeds and because I got this abundant harvest, now I get a level of freedom that I never thought was possible. So yeah, Seneca paid a price for his instructions to Nero. But also, I'm reaping the reward of sowing such good seeds and taking care of them. My one guilty pleasure, Diet Pepsi. So, I've been struggling with, associations. And what I'm really starting to do is to increase my peace. I want to talk about this because I'm going to shift really and been thinking a lot about my 2025 goals and really the theme of 2025 for me is peace. And I've discovered that's the essence of what I've been seeking through Stoicism. And now that I've understand it and I have some enlightenment and I have some understanding finally. And so I believe there's a level of peace that I can actually achieve. through a combination of reducing the external events so that I have a better ability to control the internal events. So what does that mean, right? I talk about this all the time, and I say Stoicism is something that you're supposed to be able to practice whether you're in the busy marketplace, because we can't always be in that Buddhist temple. But we can find balance, right? And so that's what I'm going to do. And little things like, instead of going to Crunch Fitness, it's a $33 a month gym. It's good, it's local, gets the job done. A lot of people don't understand gym etiquette. There's a lot of people that can afford $33 a month membership that maybe necessarily I don't want to be around. So I've upgraded my gym membership. Now I go to Lifetime Fitness. It's a $1,000 sign-up fee. It's $349 a month. I've been in that gym for a couple of days, and I got to tell you, peace, the environment is so much better for me. Now, it's able for me to control my internals, to block out the noise, to focus. I meditated today in the sauna. Can't do that crap at Crunch because, one, you got to wonder if it's working. But the amount of people, the traffic coming in there, and, no etiquette at all. I mean, just guys that come in, swing the door wide open. You're in a sauna, right? Like, you want to keep that hot air in, guys, So you don't get those type of people when there is a barrier to entry. Same thing in the airport. I'm not doing Gen Pop, but I got the flight clubs, Delta Flight Club, and going to be adding to the list because I don't want to sit amongst all the people. And here's why. Not because I'm better than them or anything else. It's because I want to control that one little element. I do have a control to minimize the external elements. Like we talked about throughout the year somewhere, I don't have to set myself on fire just to prove that I can endure the pain. I don't have to set myself on fire just to prove that I can endure the pain. So let's not set myself on fire, and let's put less effort into enduring what little pain there is, right? And so that's been a shift for me, and that's really what I've come to kind of visualize and realize through this year, through this journey. It is not necessarily tangible. It is intangible, but it will be measurable. It will be defined because it has to be real. But remember, all of this effort that I'm putting in, I'm sowing some seeds for tomorrow, right? How if you plant all of those positive seeds, right? And if all you do is spend your time planting these amazing seeds, some percentage of them is going to come to harvest. And maybe they don't, but then you learn something. But either way, you're going to be better off than you were otherwise. And you'll be too busy planting positive seeds that you can't do the bad shit. That's the secret, right? They always say if you're too busy working, you can't be spending your money. So on that, it's time to go enjoy this beautiful day.